stood before me, tapping his foot as time ticked on to the beat of it. The Tin Man in a ninja outfit, axe and everything, and he wasn't spitting shit. I have one wing burnt, so I can't quite fly. On that evening, the Tin Man lifted me high into the sky by my wings, then threw me wide. He has no heart as I rush towards the ground, my robe and hood seared, smashing into it, breaking one wing. One remains, living the dream. I stood up in the ashes, burrowing into the ground, all alone in the Hollyhock desert, no sounds. Hushed whispers, a scary killer face. The Tin Man came for me to erase. I looked into the sky up there very high in the night, and I saw an eye looking back at me. It carried me with it, flying for a while, almost setting me free. Perfected sharpened vision, needle and thread. Tin Man smashed me into the ground. No, I'm not dead. Perhaps filled with lead like him bearing wing. It is from a different beat of light that I swing. Spinning axis of light particles ablaze with a beating heart. I lay there with one broken wing in the desert, half torn apart. Removing my one wing hurt like shit, throwing it to the ground. Consecrated efforts shackled in stone. Walking that night through the desert alone. I crossed many dunes, walking to come upon a car. My Camry, what the fuck, that wasn't that far. Back hurting, one wing gone and the other steered. I sat in my car, staring into the night as morning neared. Consecrated efforts scaled and shackled in stone. Sitting in my car on the side of the highway alone. Suddenly he stood before me, tapping his foot as time ticked on. The Tin Man in a ninja outfit, scary as shit. He stood there through my shouts and screams till dawn. In perfect concentration, absolute, resolute, and understanding, I sat there handing bitch the day, not doing shit except talking, hence the routing, oh yeah, and sometimes shouting. Cars and trucks drove by all day long, till eventually a tow truck pulled up, perhaps hearing my sad song. Pulling into the town, smile turned upside down. He didn't hear it, I don't give a shit. Dropped the car and I off. I took off in a taxi, running from the Mothman. Perhaps another bend, fracture, contort, stretch, and set a line. Sun shining, man, I'm doing fine. Walking the streets, now kicked out of the taxi, cars whizzing by. Attila the Hun, a nun in the sky. A broken wing elevated slightly above the ground. I just listened to the city sound. A manic trance, broken and disheveled man. I need to change these pants. Moving my legs upon the sidewalk, trying to lift myself to the land of Hollyhock. An angel with one broken wing, flying away is not the show that this brings. Wielding the manic eye, I wish to fly. I used to be able to, till the Tin Man came and stood before me the whole night through. Now I cannot fly anymore, thanks to that axe-wielding ninja who lifted me high into the sky the night before. I bear one wing that I cannot ignore. Wielding the manic eye, I wish to fly. I used to be able to, till the Tin Man came, bearing his eye. My flight plans expunged, and now I know why. I was manic and he had fish to fry. His will perhaps for me to die, but I got up and stood smoldering in ashes. I had to try. I stood tall, silhouetted against the desert night sky. One wing snap, I could have died. The particles of the sun shifted polarity recently in the weather. I could surely see this. Now would this have helped me in the manic state if I knew this happened before, instead of the weather and the Tin Man beating me to hell? The past, time will not tell. Flash frames, various melodies I can hear passing in the breeze. The desert laid before me, ash laden, hollowed in stone, standing in a whole sand, raining down upon me alone. Broken chains, broken wings, tantalizing torture, twisted portraiture, twisted sand. I climbed the staircase before me, resting upon the desert floor and the floorboard of my car. Manic perception, not hard to see far off. Sitting outside my house looking into the sky, down came a triangle with an eye. Freshly felled spade that was thrown in laid streets before me. Oh shit, it's the Tin Man, time to get paid. Playing a spade from the sky, I was dealt the card. Now shuffling my legs in circles around my car, not very hard. Carbon flashbang, dank, concentric. Half the earth shook that night. All the confusion, a chaotic Mobius of ants on fire, like the particles from the sun that came to inspire. Drinking the juice of chaos, I spaded myself shuffling into my neighbor's house. Now what the fuck is all this nonsense about? It's about chaos unfolding from the reality mold. It's about pushing the envelope and watching it fold. It's about life and seizure of placement. It's about stretching for something better. If fire holds you burnt and shackled to the ground, it's about another sleepless night listening to the hip-hop sound. It's all really about getting by, especially when I have one seared wing and I used to fly. Sand blasted out of form, neighbors called the cops, throwing me to the ground. Hospital, pen and paper, the norm. No longer wielding the manic eye, but bearing one broken wing. I can't figure out what the fuck is with the words I bring. One more disabled day getting by writing, maybe that's why I try. He stood before me, tapping his foot as time ticked on to the beat of it. The Tin Man in a ninja outfit, axe and everything, and he wasn't spitting shit. I have one wing burnt, so I can't quite fly. On that evening, the Tin Man lifted me high into the sky by my wings, then threw me wide. He has no heart. As I rushed towards the ground, my Robin Hood seared, smashing into it, breaking one wing. One remains, living the dream. One wing broken, shifting way to the right, with no Tin Man in sight. I think I'll be alright. One wing broken, shifting way to the right, with no Tin Man in sight. I think I'll be alright. One wing broken, shifting way to the right, with no Tin Man in sight. I think I'll be alright. One wing broken, shifting way to the right. I think I'll be alright. No Tin Man in sight. One wing broken, shifting way to the right. I think I'll be alright.